Everybody, and welcome to Bass Bonsai. This would be a live stream except any kind of firearm type deal, and YouTube will shut it down. So I kind of just hit record, kind of do like it would be a live stream, one take, and then put it onto YouTube. And that's why sometimes the quality, there's no editing going into this other than there's no editing. So we got a quick unboxing to get through, but I wanted to talk about triggers while I've got them all out here because I have all of my, I've got two things in the box, but first I've got all of my dagger lowers pretty much stripped down to try to make a final decision on which trigger with which build, frame, slide, and all that. And what I've come across was that the minute you start, I guess what makes whether they're a PSA dagger clone, Shadow Systems, Glock, or whatever, the tolerances can be, they're pretty wide to where almost all these parts interchange. The minute you start trying to fine tune one, a lot of people, oh, you're going to lose reliability and stuff. I don't really necessarily believe that if you can do it the right way. But the triggers, what they call tolerance stacking, you try to put a shoe on a different trigger assembly. I found that this thing works awesome, and that is the Ranger Proof on just a Glock Performance trigger. Works awesome, except for in the build I want to put it in. The green build, it works fine. It's not the PSA lower. What I have a problem with is on the PSA upper, there's a drag from this onto the actual striker itself, whatever they call that. So anyway, your firing pin, I don't know what they actually call this bar. That's why I'm only beginning Glocksmith, not a gunsmith. But where that touches, it rubs on the opposite way. So I've tried a different one. That's not the original PSA one. That's a different aftermarket one. But what I had done before, what had happened was, what I'd done before I tried to install this is everything worked fine with the stock setup. I had tightened the tolerances up onto the slide. I can't really show you because I have it all apart, but basically let me slap it together because I can't show you another thing about putting it together. But so what anyway I had done, I had pretty much fixed the rear and the front, which isn't even hooked up right now, tolerances to where this had a very smooth but not a jumpy, because if you guys aren't familiar with the daggers, those of you know exactly what I'm talking about. I can't say of all the different clones, but from a stock Glock to a dagger, you have more play up and down on your slide to frame fit, which is these two here and these here. So you can change stuff around to fix that, but the minute you do, if you mess with the play here, it may mess with the play, and it will mess with the play. Let me show you on a stock one. So there's a stock PSA. It'll mess with the play you have inside on how far away this is to this. So with this, now you don't want to do too much, but my hands are filthy from work. But you can adjust that. So a little bit. You can play with the tolerance a little bit. With the Glock Performance, you can't really mess with that. That thing, where it's set at, is pretty much like where you got to go. So I'm having issues with that. I'm having issues with the Apex, or not the Apex, the Timney Alpha. I keep wanting to call this an Apex trigger. This has nothing to do with the Apex trigger. The Timney Alpha, I have a problem with the tolerances back here wanting to catch and not letting the reset work on the PSA. So you're probably asking, well, what is your point here? The point being that, whoa, I just threw that thing off. So far, the simplest way on a PSA dagger is to take and get like this one, probably the Apex is what I was going to mention, or the Tyrant, or this is a knockoff of the Tyrant, and just slap it on. It seems to just, it kind of works. The Wolf one I have here, which has adjustments from top and bottom. The top one is what will adjust your take up. So it will basically, as you screw that out, it presets the trigger, you know, more, brings in the take up, and then that bottom one will let it, which this one tends to not even need that bottom one adjusted, but if it is coming back further, you can adjust that to where, you know, it breaks and it won't go back any further or much further, so then the reset will be shorter. So that is a pretty good trigger, and it came with the bar, which seems to be the same as a PSA, so I've left it alone, and it will work, but I'm not sure which build I want to put it in. And then of course we have, is that it? Yeah, basically the 5 different ones, but I kind of combined these two together. So what my plan was to just take this out, and that's probably what I'll do, put it on and make it work with the stock one. The problem I'm having when you just take this off, and I've tried it in my other ones, not just the green frame, the other frames, the frames I haven't even messed with tolerances yet. When I put this Ranger Proof on everything else stock PSA, I have a problem of, and there's no adjustment on this one like there's on the Wolf. Now I could come in here and possibly Dremel that down a little bit to let it have more travel to the back, and even would have to mess with maybe on the frame. But so let me show you guys what I'm talking about. So the problem I'm having with everything stock but the trigger is when I come all the way back, I literally have to shake or wiggle something for it to break. Like it needs a little more travel adjustment, and that's just on stock PSA stuff. So that's why you see this whole chaos of everything going on. All this in attempts to just get it to, and funny thing is, one that works pretty good, and it's just a byproduct of the fact that I took the Glock Performance, took off the plastic shoe that it comes with, stuck it on a stock PSA, and this one works pretty good. So what you might be thinking to yourself is, yeah, you probably are better off. If you're like me, you don't like the stock shoe, it works fine. If you don't like the stock PSA, just get a plastic Glock one, slap it on there, cheapest way to go, and then just go from there if you want to tweak on it or whatever. But all in just trying to get it to match up what this thing comes with, and it's clear. That other gun's clear, as you could tell. What you get with the Echelon, like all the tweaking I've done, here's probably my best trigger so far, and it's clear as you can see. Shadow systems, everything's shadow systems except for the comp, so that doesn't affect the trigger. Now it is kind of tweaked and played with. So as you can see, it's got just a little movement there. It won't go. So then the take up is right there. I mean, I've got it pretty good. It feels about as good as a stock Echelon. Except for maybe that reset doesn't feel as good. Yeah, the whole thing doesn't feel quite as good. That's all stock. So I'm bound to determine. The Glock Performance trigger with that Ranger Proof, actually probably not even with the trigger shoe, probably doesn't matter, but I did add a little tweak right there. This probably is better than Echelon, except I just got to get it to work right. Like if I showed it in another video, like I got it to the point where I would only run it at the range. That's what I plan on doing anyway with all these. But it was like everything shorter, between 3.5 pound pull. This is more like 4.5, and just very like bam bam. It works. And the funny thing is, And I tried different things. I can put, I think it's this slide on, and it feels awesome. Doesn't have that hang up or drag. And so this is a different slide, and that's where sometimes you can also have an issue with your stacking tolerances. Is certain triggers, shoes, bars, this and that may work better with certain slides and different stuff, especially when you got the tolerances up and down to where the your striker face, I don't know even what they call that actual little spot right there. But on this one, I guess the hole is just a little different because I switched out trying to strike. It's not that, it's just the way it's made away from the rail. The distance is a little different than on the PSAs, and this is the there it is right there, Safari Precision slide, and that's the one I talked about. It's like everything is a little different on it. It's got the lower setting of the cut for the RMRs, so all that stuff, tolerances are a little different, I guess, on these clones of a Gen 3, but they're a little bit different. So anyway, yeah, let's get to the unboxing. If you got any issues, and just comment below if you've ran into this kind of problem like me. You're like, well, I just couldn't get this trigger or that trigger to work with this, whatever clone you have or whatever. So I don't know. I'm still up in the air on which ones to go with. I ain't gonna lie, part of me's ready to just order another, 4 of these and go back to everything stock, but that little thing, and call it a day. Anyway, enough said with that. 12 minutes in, and we haven't even unboxed anything. They're not even boxes, they're packages. And it's a surprise unboxing because I don't remember anything that was supposed to show up today. So I didn't even double check. I checked to make sure my name was the name on the packages, and it is. So we're going to open them up and see what we got. And that knife, has you guys ever had a knife elude you? And I could go up. I've got knives around, but I've got a X-Acto knife that I still can't find. I'm determined that one of the kids has it, and I'm determined that they're going to return it to me. And that's why I haven't taken time to get another one. I keep hoping they'll feel sorry for me and return it. So anyway, let's see what we got in here. Oh, nut dude. All that build up for that. You guys don't know what that is. I know what it is. I saw it through the package. I mean, I need them. Not really right away because I've already basically cut and stippled all my current frames, but I got these different bits for that process. I guess I could talk about it and show you real quick, which I did it without them. Yay me, right? But what I basically got these for is after watching that Gung Fu dude or whoever. So I've got a bigger one than you can use, but like if you're trying to cut in, I gotta fix that one. Actually, I can use these to fix in these spots. But you're trying to cut it in to these spots. Yeah, that one needs a little touch up. So I had like this size or bigger. And so you kind of just come in at an angle and work your way up to where you're going as you just create a little spot for it, right? So I ordered these off AliExpress. And they work pretty good, and I just got the different, I think I just got one of each size, like $1 a piece. I don't know, it was like $5 or $6 for all that you saw there. If you have to try them, how long will that last compared to, the ones that I've gotten from Lowe's or Walmart or wherever, Home Depot. So the smallest I'd had until today that actually worked was this guy. So that's already smaller, but then as you saw, we go down even to the smallest little bit to get in a little super fine areas, because when you try to use something pointed to do that, I've had this little one, they don't cut, they don't do anything. These will like you can work in there and create that little fine edge of your borders for your stippling stuff. So anyway, they'll come in handy to touch up. As you guys can see, I'm still not done with any of my builds. Like they're closer. I was watching a 1911, actually double stack 1911 build video, what they do to those guns today. I'm kind of like that with these. I've got everything kind of there, but nothing's totally finished. So we have here, oh, this must all be from AliExpress orders. We've got 2 different packages, customs declaration and all, inside of another package. You guys know the deal with AliExpress. They do that stuff that way. You order 2 or 3 things at once from whole different places. They may put them all together. Oh, here's some more sanding stuff. All this stuff showing up way too late for this first batch of stuff. These just looked like cool little sanding wheels, and that was I don't remember the exact price, but it was very cheap. And why did they not give me, okay, I guess these just screw on. That has threads on it. I guess these just screw onto that. And this is a smaller version of the bigger, like, sanding wheels. Anyway, I'm not going to open that one up. Let's set it over with this stuff. All right, one more. Let's see what we got, and then I'll end it on a trigger note, maybe. More. Who ordered all these? I have to check with the maid. The maid may have ordered these. I think it's just more of those wheels. Did I order them from somewhere else? Oh, okay, maybe I did. There's a whole bunch of that size, and I don't remember the price, but I'm sure that there must have been a deal on like 10 of them, so I just ordered 10 of that little. So basically, whatever this littler one, I bought the bundle, like 5 or 6, and then I bought just a bunch of that size because they come in handy. Little nooks and crannies. Can't ever have too many tools, right? All right, that was a big letdown for me. I mean, I needed this stuff, but I was hoping to have a couple more barrels coming. I've actually got a new light. I don't even know if I told you guys about it. It's kind of a Surefire knockoff, but the little square knockoff that actually fit underneath, closer to like what the small Olight or the TLR7 subcompact, stuff like that. Anyway. Suspected spam. I got a call. I got to stop. So anyway, if you have any further questions about anything, feel free to ask. Oh, I know what I wanted to remind you guys. So I thought, where did I put that gun? Let's verify it's clear again one more time for you guys. I did take it out of your sight. So this is the one. If you don't know about it, it's the actual 26 sliding frame. Harrington Arms. I don't remember the exact name of that compensator, but it's got the big single up top and then ports on the side too. Still working on this project. It does come all the way back, and it's hard to get there, but it'll come all the way back, and you can lock the slide. I'm still, yeah. Anyway, that Votatu or whatever it is, I originally, when I was getting that, I thought I was getting a Zalewski, like you can remember back in the unpackaging. I thought that's what I had ordered. I don't know, somehow I got them mixed up, but it was cheap. It was like 85 bucks. Still not sure what I think about these, but you do have the little kind of a co-witness deal built in, so you just need a front one that sticks up high enough, get your point aim on that to where you can use it if you needed it for backups. The red dot itself, hang on, let me see. It's alright, it's just every once in a while I get like a ghost, not another one, but like I get ghost little kind of like rays coming off of that. It's hard to explain. I got to test it out, but like I talked about in another video, the emitter does not have any glass protecting that. So technically something could get in there, you're not going to get it out. Like it's going to, this is one I wouldn't I definitely would not, other than just the range toy, that's the only thing I would recommend. This one or the other ADE that I have over there. But anyway, the point I was trying to make is not me, I'm going to mention another name, 704 Tactical. You guys are probably familiar with him. He just dropped today that they've got I think it's the Al Pro or something, which is a Zalewski or whatever brand, Zulsi. He calls it a weird name that I don't think is pronounced that way, but I don't know how to pronounce it for sure. But it's like a $93 red dot that's about the size, it's like maybe not like the 507 comp, but not far off from it, 3.5 MOA. Shake awake. The downside is it takes a battery from an under seat, and it does take the big battery, but it's from underneath. So I thought about getting that one, but I'm like, yeah, I'd just stay away from it. But if you guys are interested, I want to say he's got a 20, go to 704 Tacticals videos, watch Friday deal alerts from today. Go down below. He can show you how to get to all that stuff, but it's basically a discount to get it for, I think, $75-80. A big, windowed RMR footprint, 3.5 MOA that I wouldn't say he swears by those, but he claims those are pretty good. I have not tried them myself. I probably need to get one, but I've technically, with this little turd right here, have enough to go around at the moment, and I don't really need another one. I'm going to wait and see if and it should be here probably Monday. I've got a plate coming to switch out, goes in place of that, so you don't actually... if you have a Glock that doesn't have the MOS, isn't cut for one, I'm going to try that plate. If it doesn't work, I'll probably order a different plate. I just want to get one on it that looks good, feels, solid, and, if the red dot will hold its 0, then I could recommend it, or maybe an alternative for, whether me in the future wanting to buy, one that doesn't, because let's face it, most everything you're going to find, if it's not cut for a red dot, is a cheaper price than the ones that are cut for red dot. But that's for a reason. But if you can find the right, or you're okay with, you're just going to the range, you just want to shoot a red dot or whatever, there's no issue if you mount it right as to getting some of these aftermarket plates. I've heard there's a couple that are decent, and then some others that just will not hold a 0. It's just going to be kind of bouncing on there and not good. So anyway, I've got one to try. We're going to start cheap, work our way up. They've even got one that's got it's $15. I almost ordered it just to try, but it looks ridiculous to me, but it may be fine. It's actually a plate, and it's got the rear sights in the back, and it's actually got a front sight in the front. So you literally have a very short at the back iron sight set up on the plate that you mount your red dot in. That way, therefore, like if you did have something that had no, this one does, it's able to put one, but say you just have, whatever reason you ended up with a ability, to cut out for a Glock in the back and no other way to run sights, you could slap one of those on there with the red dot, or without for that matter, and you still function, say if somehow your hole got messed up at the front to where it won't even hold a front sight. I don't know. It's an alternative. For $15, I'm thinking about just getting one to try it, but anyway, I'm going to wrap this video up. Short and sweet. I'm going to probably get back to work on these triggers and get these for sure buttoned up on which way I want to go with which build. Oh, no, I'm not done. You guys comment what you think on this that's the Strike Industry, and it's just stuck on there. I don't have it. And I'll show you again, but yeah, this is the one that we clear. When I'm down here, I've talked about it before. If you see me down here, nothing's loaded, nothing's whatever. They've been checked, but I'll check them again for you. But this thing, actually, I'm going to try it now. I have not shot. Did I shoot this one? I shot this one. So there's the one that comes with, and I just can't make myself like it, because we're dealing with aluminum, and it's like anodized black, and it does not match. That's Strike Industries, and I believe that is a steel comp, and it just, in my opinion, looks better I'm gonna have to check it. I guess I'll just get out there and crank one down, put some rounds through it, undo it, switch them out, just to be able to check it in. It's hard to check one from, if they're both mounted on different guns, to see what the difference is between this one and this one. I'm guessing this one is going to do more to keep it down, but this one's probably going to be an overall softer feeling one, would just be my guess, because it's got more, it's going to let out a little more, because each side port is almost as big as the one, but they're not necessarily all the way out the side. They're a touch to the, but anyway, if I like the way this one feels, I already like the way it looks better on with the Shadow Systems War Poet slide. So there's a good possibility that'll go off. And this one, this was $100. This was $65. They're out of stock right now, but I've seen them as cheap, and they may be knockoffs on AliExpress for like $30. That's the $65. I think you can get them almost a lot of different places. I can't remember where I got that one from. I don't remember if it was Gunbroker, Primary Arms, or Optics Planet. I don't remember now. But it's just the Strike Industries. Is this a micro comp, or then they have even a smaller, littler, which it's basically just a muzzle brake. It's not even real. I wouldn't even call it a comp. It's like a muzzle brake for pistols. This is more or less kind of like that. Not a hole on the bottom, just a cutout to reduce weight, I think. So yeah. Just looks wise, it looks better, even though that's kind of made for, fits right on, it's off to me. It will fit. Like I muzzled it up on, now it's narrower, but like I'm guessing all of the Gen 5 Glocks, see, it's narrower, but as far as mounting up flush and, as far as that part goes, it'll match up. It's got the bigger cutout for the bigger, I'm losing my mind here, for your guide rod cutout, so it would work. So yeah, I'm going to end this video under 30 minutes. Thanks for watching, guys. You got any questions, like I said, drop them below. I've been messing around with these Glocks so much, Glock clones. I don't even have a Glock. Well, I do have a Glock. I have that's a Glock right there. Glock 19X right there. That's all it, pretty much all it is Glock about the build is it's going on. But I haven't hardly had any time to mess with this any further. I cut the 3 of these to cut down this one, more or less just stippled the other one, and then still have the stock one that it came with. This is the large one. But this thing feels real good. I was tempted to send it to get some porting of some sort done, or cut these down and make it look cooler, but I'm like, I don't know. I think I'm just going to kind of shoot it in some comparison. I'll put a red dot back on it, but I think I'm going to leave it alone until other stuff starts flowing around for it, like other than just the 3 different grip frames. That's, as of right now, you can get a threaded barrel, 3 different grip sizes basically on the grip modules, and that's pretty much it. I think somebody maybe does make a different trigger, but there's not really much in the market on those right now. So we're just going to live here with our little Glock stuff. I definitely like the copper stuff better on the green, I think. I have figured, I think that part out I like. I just don't like this trigger combo in here when I'm trying to run the green slide. There's a possibility you'll see this with, because I'm kind of, after handling and working on, even more so than this, like this feels good. But I think this right here is where it's at. I think the bigger full-size dagger, I know that hump kind of seems a little, but it's narrow. And the thing I like better about it is it kind of lets this part of your thumb get around there, and it just feels like I'm holding on a little better. I think yeah, feels good. So I'm thinking that's one, and I have 3 of them. Even more so, I do like the feel of this compact because it does feel nice and snug, but it's almost too snug for my hand. So yeah. All right, guys, I'm out for real this time. 30-minute video, good enough. See you later. Thanks for watching.